Now, in the previous video, we studied about fundamental forces and we studied the definition of a force, and we said that force can change the state of motion. If we apply a force on a body, it can either change the velocity of the body, it can also change the direction of velocity. If the body is moving and the force is sufficient force is applied in the opposite direction, then we can make the body come to rest, or if the body is already at rest, we can apply force and make it move. So force can change the state of motion, or we can say that state of motion means change in velocity. And whenever velocity changes, we know that when velocity changes, we say that there is an acceleration. So when we say that force can change velocity, it is also correct that force can cause acceleration, or it can be acceleration to increase the velocity, or it can be negative acceleration or retardation to decrease the velocity. So force can change both magnitude when we say that force can change acceleration, what we actually mean that it can change magnitude and direction of acceleration. It depends on how force is applied. Either only magnitude will change or only direction will change, or we can change both magnitude and direction by applying force. So let us take an example. Suppose there is a body of mass m, and this body is moving with velocity v in this direction. Now if we apply force in this direction, then we know that the value of velocity will increase. So what are we doing here? We are increasing the magnitude. So when we are applying force like this in the direction of velocity, the magnitude is increasing, but it is not changing the direction of velocity. So direction remains same, the direction does not change. But let us say if this body is like this and it is moving in this direction, positive x direction with velocity v, and the force is applied normal to this body. Force is applied normal to the direction of velocity, perpendicular to the direction of velocity. Then we know that the force is not going to change the magnitude of velocity, because no component of this force is applied in the direction of velocity. But what it will do, it will change the direction. So when the force is applied like this, the body will go in this way. Now it depends how fast a body will change its direction. If it is a heavy body, if it has more inertia, then the change in direction will take some time. But if it is a light body, then it will quickly change the direction. So here if the force is applied like this, then magnitude of velocity remains same, but the direction of velocity, it changes. So it really depends upon how a force is applied. So here we can say that if the force is parallel, or I just write here, parallel forces change magnitude of velocity, and normal forces, normal means perpendicular, perpendicular forces change direction of velocity. Now let us understand this concept further with a real life situation. Let us say that a body is moving in an xy plane, is starting from A and it is going like this to point B. Then we know that during this motion it is possible that the velocity of this particle changes several times or does not change at all, and the direction can change several times or does not change at all. So any change can happen. But if we take one point, suppose we take this point P, and we want to find out the velocity, then we know that on this path at this point the direction of velocity will be given by the tangent of this point, tangent on this point. This tangent will be like this. So this will give us the direction of velocity. This will be the tangent at this point, which will give us the direction of velocity at this particular point. Similarly, if we take any other point here, the tangent to this point will give us the direction of velocity. So let us say now that a force is applied at this point, and a force, let us say a force is applied at this point which is at an angle theta with the velocity. Now if we analyze this situation, now it might seem a bit strange to you that how is theta here, and it is, I am saying it is between force and velocity. Then I should remind you about triangular law of vector addition, how we used to define theta, the angle between two vectors. And if I make this diagram here, only the vector diagram, then if this is the point P, then velocity is in this direction, and if this is the force, then I can extend the vector force and it will be like this. The direction remains the same, I am just extending it forward, and this was velocity. So I am making the similar diagram here, I have only extended the force. Now I have taken this angle as theta. Why I am saying this is the angle between force and velocity? Because this angle will also be equal to theta, vertically opposite angle. So you can make theta here and say that force is applied at an angle theta with velocity, or you can put theta here also and it will mean the same thing. Now since force and velocity are at an angle, that means this force can be divided into its two rectangular components according to this angle. So there will be a rectangular component in this direction and another rectangular component in the direction of velocity. So in this direction, in the direction of velocity, the rectangular component will be f cos theta, and normal to it in this direction it will be f sin theta. Now this same thing I can make here like this. This will be f sin theta and this will be f cos theta. Both means the same thing. It is just easier to understand because we have been using diagrams like this. Now here if you see that since f cos theta is in the direction of velocity, this means that f cos theta will change magnitude of velocity. It is parallel to velocity, so it will only change the magnitude of velocity. But f sin theta will change direction of velocity because it is perpendicular to the direction of velocity. So it will change the direction of velocity. So this is how we analyze the changes made by force on velocity or acceleration or the motion of a particle.